shooting something as animated and live and rich and kinetic as, as a car and a drone, racing around on a track, and capturing that from a drone's POV, I think is going to be really inspiring.
It was evident from the brief that we're going to have a car and we're going to have drones, but how to take that to another level was where Bradley stepped in.
We have a very agile car rigged with LEDs, and then we have 8 drones rigged with LEDs as well. And it's a kind of a battle between these two machines, and so the drones fly out and form these obstacles for the car to kind of conquer. I wanted to appear and feel like you're there. This is where we were, this is what it looked like, these are the people on set, these are the drone pilots, these are the technicians, these are the computers on set. I think a little bit of honesty in filmmaking is really refreshing.
We were actually building the drones. That was a big part of the project. It wasn't about going into a shop and buying a drone off the shelf. A big part of why we can build quadcopters and drones cheaply now is because of advancements in mobile phone technology. So the gyroscopes that you see on your iPhones, for example, it was the ability to bring down the cost of the gyros for the mobile phone. We were able to actually take those chips and put them into quadcopters to actually control those 4 motors.
Drones have never really traditionally been super sexy. They show a lot of the electronics and the propellers and the batteries and the motors. They look pretty cool themselves, but no one's ever really pimped them out. So I thought it was really exciting to be able to take the frame and really see how we can add decals to the different elements.
We set up a car in a studio, in a 3D studio, with the drones flying around, map out where they're going to fly. It allowed Bradley to choose his shots even before getting on set.
It's tricky because there's drones drift. They don't just lock in, perfectly to a set, especially with a hand operator. You have to kind of use a bunch of different levers to kind of keep it stabilized. I'm anticipating a lot of takes, just kind of getting the drones to hit their mark and to stay there.
The drones they've actually built are designed for FPV and designed for racing, so they're actually quite hard to control because they're overpowered. They're like supercharged drones.
The pilots that are flying on this shoot are FPV pilots, so first-person view. So that's where you're putting on the goggles and you're flying from the point of view of your drone.
These guys, they love what they do so much that they band together in parks on weekends and they race each other, and it's the birth of a kind of a new sport in a way, and they just have so much energy and so much vitality that we couldn't ignore that.
A lot of us have flown together in first-person view, and we go out regularly every now and then. So to bring us all together with similar skill levels in regards to first-person flying, and then to come together and all have to brush up on our line of sight skills, it's been a bit of a challenge, but it's been fun.
We go blue, 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 blue.
It comes down the centre. Once he does the U-turn and comes up our side here, that's when you go blue, essentially.
Oh, you guys are like way out of sync with with everyone else, so you need to speed up and stay more in sync with these guys.
All pilots prepare to hover in 3, 2, 1, hover. Pilots prepare to go and go.
When you have a person involved in that process, there's just all this room for error, and it's terrifying and it's stressful. But it's amazing when it works.
The biggest challenge that I saw was combining the light trail from photography style long exposure into film, and allowed us to have these trails that really sort of turn it into an art piece.
Getting the car right up into the camera and just, swerving through it and just creating these beautiful streaks of light that have a really, it's not CG, it's just that we're repeating the frame of the light every frame, but it is real footage.
Every time a light leaves a trail over that one frame, we hold it and say keep it and let it echo and make sure it stays on every single point, but we just grab the highlights.
And so there'll be kind of a nice halo around all the streak effects to give it a little bit more of a luminous value.
10 years ago, this would have been crazy, fanciful idea, but now someone can actually come up with an idea and just stretch their imagination, and we can, with a little bit of thought process, we can actually execute it.
I've said from the beginning we should approach this as a dance number. This is choreography that we're filming, and so we just let the choreography run and capture it from as many different angles as we can.